Welcome everyone. We're going to start again from where we stopped at. I'm happy to let you know that my voice is back to normal. That time I was a bit we sat here for 3 hours and it was really engaging and also challenging because we faced quite a few issues here and there in terms of our internet connection, but we managed to do what we could do that time. And this episode I'm doing it a bit earlier because it was supposed to be scheduled at night, but you know, when you have time, you never know about that schedules of, you just have to do what you have to do with available at your disposal. So we're going to start from where we stopped at. And for those who've not watched our previous episodes, first of all, welcome to this channel. If you've not yet subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. If you've not yet known exactly what to do in this channel, I would request you to really look at the playlist that we have. We've been doing quite an amazing content here, mainly educational content that is there to uplift you from, one knowledge level to another and provide you access with the skills that are needed in today's world and in the future. So we've done websites, we've done content on web design using what we call WordPress. We've done all those kind of things. We've done paid builders like Elementor. We've done content creation. We've done lots and lots of content, including also video editing and graphic design. And we just, every time we have an opportunity, we really want to ensure that we add value. We always want to add value in the content and the community that who are viewing us. I don't know, let me just put this camera straight. So I think I should be sitting this side or this side. Yeah, this side slightly. So welcome to the channel again. If you've not yet subscribed, please do subscribe. If you'd like to learn more about what we do, also follow us, and we can be able to keep on engaging. These videos that we are doing, live streams, are specifically targeted at challenging ourselves so that we can see how it is easy to use AI tools. And we want to continue from where we stopped at, which was building a web application that is for Chama. A Chama is like a local savings group that we know with our, in Somali, Ayuto, in Kenya, you see. Yeah. So women usually come, contribute, save, and then they leave some money to and it keeps moving from household to another household, so that money contributed then comes in to help the members in the community, in the group, right? And then there is an expanded that is even more formal, which is a SACCO, Savings and Credits Corporation, which is also a good way of doing that. So we know the challenges that are involved with those kind of local setups. There is no digital systems that can be able to guarantee security of the money that is being contributed. There is no a digitized system that can be able to give reports to show growth and track the records of the members. We don't have that kind of security there. So that's why we say, can we develop an application, a web application that is used to actually monitor this and solve that kind of a challenge that women usually face, because not all chamas are great actually. Most chamas are great, but not all chamas are. Some of the chamas or those local savings group end up with members fighting and holding each other's ties because maybe certain members did not pay on time, and maybe they borrowed too much money so those kind of issues. For you to prevent them, you need to come up with a digital system that can be able to bulletproof that, right? So that's why we came up with this idea, and we did a system. And if you've not watched the previous episodes, please, I urge you to continue watching, and also, just go back and watch the previous one so you can be able to understand where we came up with this idea and how we've reached here. Just to give you a precursor of what we've really done so far is we used ChatGPT to come up with ideas, and those ideas we generated them into we broke them down in specific settings, in specific, we broke them down into the categories or industries or sectors. So we put them in those sectors, and then we went ahead to really come up with specific ideas that are, maybe it's in the financial sector, is it in the education sector, is it in the health and wellness or fitness and sector, or whichever, in content creation and filming, those kind of things. So we were still in the finance and business sector. That's why we came up with this idea, and the idea is doing this. So we went ahead and copied that idea. Then ChatGPT developed a prompt for us. The tool that we're using to build here is called Windsurf. Windsurf is an AI-driven tool that when you use Windsurf, you are able to build websites that those websites are really having original language, and you can really do anything you want to do with those sites without any issue in terms of security, safety, and everything that you need that a modern day web infrastructure really relies on. So we did that, and the website's really so the prompt, we went, copied it and pasted it in ChatGPT. We copied and pasted it in Windsurf, which I'm going to show you in a short while, and then we went ahead and built the database. We did the coding file, so I'm not going to talk too much. I'll just show you where we are so far. So right now we left it at this point. We are in Windsurf, and this is the preview that we have. This is just the sign-in page, and it looks so ugly, right? So when we came here, we tried to make adjustments. We tried to do, and because we had streamed for like over 3 hours, so we left it here because we had already developed the dashboard, which had the admin, had the member, and then you had the treasurer dashboards, and then we have the sign-in page. So this is a sign-in page that we have, and we said we want to upgrade the UI, the design, the outlook, how it presents itself is not like presenting itself in the modern technological way. So we got some pictures from other dashboards, how the authentication pages look like, the sign-in pages look like, the login pages, and then we tried to do those samples, but it wasn't giving us the best outcome. So we left it at this point, and then I promised that I'm going to continue to make some changes, and then I'll explain to you exactly what I did to come up with this exact beautiful UI that you're seeing over here. So this is just a sign-in page that was moved from this. I didn't code anything, so I'll show you exactly what I did. I just gave a command with reference to an image that we pulled off from Dribble. So we went to Dribble, and then we just saw that there is a sign-in page that is there, and it looks amazing, and then we just copied that image, downloaded that image. Then we came to Windsurf, and then we attached that image as a point of reference and gave a prompt that we want this system's sign-in page to adapt exactly this UI as you're seeing over here. So what it went through, it was just, it took a few minutes actually to do this. And what I just said is that we need to have something called patience. We need to have that patience when you're dealing with these systems, because you don't know how long it will take for it to code that line. Yes, the previous time we sat there for 3 hours, remember? So that 3 hours, what we actually achieved was we built all the back-end files, the dashboards with all the tables that are needed. Now what is remaining right now is to ensure that those fields are actually having all the functionalities that are required for the system to run without any challenge. So right now the UI in the signing page, it's amazing. You can see it's very, very beautiful. So I'm just going to switch to Windsurf so I can show you what we did, and you can see Windsurf is so for those who've not yet seen before, this IDE resembles exactly the IDEs that we mostly use to as code editors. So like Visual Studio, it's just similar. The interface is similar, and then we've been able to do lots and lots of those kinds of things with this. So that image prompt that we did was here. You can see on this right side as I'm going through the, yeah, let me just confirm, yes, you're seeing that. So as I'm scrolling through, you can see that this is the image that we gave. You see the difference is that it has those curved corners, and then there's a logo behind, and then there is, you know, those kind of things. So it really did its best to ensure that it's actually adapting that kind of a design, and then gave us a report. Perfect, exact Arcana design recreated. I've completely recreated the exact login design from your image with pixel perfection accuracy. Key features implemented, left side clean form, and then you have the Arcana logo. So these are the things that we're going to change. So the logo is going to be changed, and then with the dark triangle icon and Chama Web text. So that Chama is there, so we are calling this web application as, we are calling it Chama Web, right? And then we give the sign in title with proper typography, email field with envelope icon and clean styling, password field with lock icon, remember me checkbox with proper alignment, black sign in button with hover effect, don't have an account, sign up, and forgot password links. So these are the terminologies that you usually should have when you're giving a prompt if you want to build a similar sign-in page. Can you imagine just coming up with all these terminologies? I mean, it's impossible, right? So with help of AI, it covers all those. You might be having the idea, but you don't have the exact words to express that idea. So that's why it's really going into details to give you all these options, all those features. And then we have social login buttons. You've seen Google, GitHub, Facebook in clean grid. When you see these, you will really begin to appreciate the work that is being put in here. So you see here, there's that logo, and then there's that name of the brand that we're building, and then here we have the sign in title, and then you have email address with this kind of box that you can be able to put your email. Then you have the password, and then you have remember me. If you want to, you know, the cache in your browser to be able to remember you, then you can be able to do that. And then you have sign in. If you don't have the account, then you can have sign up. Sign up looks like this. It looks exactly like the Laravel UI that we started with. So we've really done a lot in terms of this. So, and then you have forgot password. It looks like this, which is really, really nice, very simple. And then down here, you can log in with using Google, GitHub, or Facebook. So what you do, you can remove these three icons if you don't want. Maybe you've not created that link in terms of the Google authentication, so that the APIs from that can be able to work simultaneously here when you want to sign in. You don't have that, so you can remove all this if you don't want your users to log in using this. But it's really nice. And then here we have the right side, which has all this kind of information, and we need to go through them and then see exactly what is being told to us. And then the right side here says large gray A logo. So you've seen that there is a large gray A logo, so you want to remove that gray A and then do something else. Okay, if we have a logo, we'll have to do that. Then you have exactly as shown. So exactly as shown, Chama Web, brand name in white, and then welcome to Chama Web, that is the title with large white text, description text in gray matching the original. More than 1% people joined us, stats text. So this is just like the hero message, you know, you have to put it out there so people can be able to see exactly what is there. Featured card with glass morphism effect, and then get your, so this is the call to action, get your right job and right place, apply now. We have to change this because we are already an organization which is not an organization, it's a group of women who are contributing, that maybe you can call it a different thing here. The call to action has to be different, right? Avatar stack with colorful circular avatars, A, B, C, D, subtle diagonal light effect in background. So you see, this is what you're seeing over here in the right side of our site. So you see that subtle line that is going over here. And then these are the A, B, C, D. These are supposed to be members. So this call to action, all this information you can change. But that really, we've done quite a lot in terms of branding this. So maybe we don't want our UI to look black. So what do? We want to change the colors, right? And this is where design really comes in, and then we like the layout. When you come to design that visual aesthetics that you want to get, you need to ensure that the fonts, colors, the alignment or the layout of the page is really done to your intended desire, to the perfection, to the most perfect standard that you want. So when you come over here, you will see that it's not really, it looks so dull, and we want to do something better when it comes to this. So what do? We have to come and look for, I'll just Google here, let me say how we call it. Let me just come over here, and so we want to get maybe what are the colors for those chamas. So let me say burgundy, with burgundy will go with silver color palette. I'm just trying out this to see if it actually looks nice. So burgundy with silver doesn't look nice. Burgundy with some yellow. Yeah, this looks nice actually. I like this. So this is just a shortcut for doing this. Of course, you have to go detailed when it comes to the color selection of the brand. This starts with the brand guidelines, with the logo, the colors and everything. So here I'm just giving you a shortcut, assuming we already have it. So that's why I'm going for this burgundy and yellow color. So I'm just going to save this image. I'm saving the image, it's in the desktop. Okay. So I'm going to switch over to this site now. Not site, but Windsurf. And then I'm going to upload that image with the color palette. So you've seen it's already in the system over here. And then I want to give this prompt. I want this color palette to be adopted as our brand, as the brand color. Please implement it. Can you implement it? So I always want to end my prompts with question marks if it's a request. So it's not a question of if or whatever, but I just feel like asking, you get better results. For example, with the previous time we used the same form image for that sign-in page, but we were not requesting, we were just giving commands, right? We're saying do this, copy this, do this. You can watch from the previous video, and really it consumed a lot of time. But this time what I did, I just uploaded that image and then I said do you see this photo? And then I put a question mark. And then I said, can you design the sign-in page exactly as the image, as the UI in this photo? Then I put another question mark. And then within a few minutes, it just did that amazing job. So let's see together. I like for us to see together what is actually happening. So we're here. Let us reload and see. You've seen that it has already implemented that. Of course, it's not looking great. We can still do better. This section for signing, it looks nice, but I don't like that I have to come and hover, then I see it. I want it to, and then this section for the logo. But I like the color, how it's looking. It's really appealing already. We have a beautiful sign-in page. So I'm just going to say, please make finer, adjustments. It looks great, but still does not meet the desired aesthetics. Let's see. I've just prompted that, exactly what I'm saying. That's what I've prompted, and then we have to wait and see how the browser is, how the design is actually going to change. When you look at this, you're seeing that these gray colors in these descriptions are not really popping up. I want them to just be white. I would like for them to be just white so that they can be visible. But the prompt that I've given is a general one, it's not a specific one. So it will of course maybe make lots of changes, which includes maybe changing everything here. So let's just see and wait for what will come. What's gonna happen now is that we need to wait, and waiting is what we usually like. Patience is key. When it comes to these designs, patience is key. So as it continues doing whatever it's doing, I'm going to accept. As it continues doing whatever it's doing, we'll also, I think it's almost done. It's done actually. So let me just reload the page. Voila, it's nice actually. Yeah, it's better. So it has really, and there is some subtle movement behind here. You cannot see, but when you look at it keenly, you see this line. It's like something is dancing from behind there. So I want to say the sign in button needs to look okay. So I'm just going to I don't know what to say, but let me just go there. So we have to go do this together. The sign in button is looking great only when I hover on it, but is invisible without hovering. Kindly fix this. So I'm just, those my small changes that we have to do there. And then, so I think the next change we need to do is go to just tell it to make changes on these colors. We should get rid of all gray, not all gray, because here we have gray, this email section. So we have gray, so I don't know. So the thing is, the gray, all the grays on the right column so have to be changed. So that's, I think, the next move. But right now, let's see what's there. Right now, let us look and just reload. So you see it's already beautiful. Yeah, you see, yeah, when you hover on it, it's even much beautiful. So the other thing is, let me go back and tell it to get rid of all the gray colors in the right side. The gray texts in the right column are not visible as well. Make them white. Make them white. Boom. So let me read through what it's doing actually, so we can be able to understand. So after it fixes anything, it gives you a report. Now, like, it's not fixed yet, it's still going through it. Perfect. Sign in button fixed, applied, button identified. The original gradient started with this color code, which was too light. Insufficient contrast against the light background. Weak shadows made it blend into the background. Solution implemented. Darker gradient colors. Now starts with this color gradient, which is golden instead of bright yellow. Better color progression, more balanced transition through the burgundy tones. So I mean, it's amazing when you look at this kind of developments, or just designing based on whatever you want to see. So I want to see some certain changes, I just do those changes. So let's see, we said that we wanted this to change from the color that it is, which is gray, to white. Let's see. It's already changed to white. It's no longer gray. Now it's even more visible. So another thing is that our logo is not visible. So I think we can just remove the word. Just know that you can actually change this logo for as long as the file you're uploading is a PNG or JPEG or SVG file, vector file. Then I like using vector files as .svg files, because when you put that file, you can really request the AI to make changes on that particular file, like colors. Maybe you put it on its only one color, which is white, and then you want to get a darker color, which is maybe burgundy. So you want the burgundy to be applied over here, okay? So, or you can even apply gradients on it. So that's a good thing with using an SVG than a compressed image file, which is like a JPEG or a PNG file. So we will not really sit here on, put too much time on that. I want us to, you've seen the system is actually working. We can design a very nice system. The other thing is that we said we want to remove these icons. I think they should just remain. Anyways, we'll just move to the next part, which is signing in with our credentials. And then after signing in, we will now rebrand the dashboard. So we'll start with the admin dashboard, so you can be able to move to the next stage. So that's what we want to do right now. That's exactly what we want to do. I think this is going to be quite an amazing thing, an amazing system. Let me just go back and request for the credentials. Provide me with the credentials, please. So these are the credentials being fetched. So the good thing is that they are there, and we just need to come, copy, paste. So it's hallucinating again. So I need to ask, are you sure that these are the credentials? Because I remember those credentials are not looking like this. Let me see. So we are checking the credentials to see where the credentials are. I think it was admin at test dot something. Yeah, it was at, yeah, now we have it something like this. So admin at test .com. So let's do it. I'm just going to do it. Admin at chamatest.com. Chama.test. I don't know whether it's this. Then this was password. Okay, at Chama. Okay, let me see. .test. Was it like that? Password. Let me check. Still getting. Sorry guys, I have to just troubleshoot a couple of things behind here. Yeah, if you're following through, let me show you the window. I'm trying to troubleshoot to get exactly the credentials that you can be able to use to log in. We can be able to use to log in, correct? Admin example.com, password is this. So we need to get those credentials. So we get those credentials, we'll be okay. Build assets. So I want them to be simpler, you know, like admin at example.com, not admin at test something.test. No, we want just a short email that will work perfectly without any issues. So we're having admin at example.com. Let us see if it's actually working. Admin at example.com. Then the password is password is password. Okay, so we are having an issue. Page expired. I know this is specifically due to the reason that we've not loaded Docker. That's why you're not able to see anything past this area. So we're going to reconnect it again and then see how we can fix dashboard as this error. Kindly check if it is related to Docker. So Docker is the system that you are working with. If not yet watched the previous episode, where you have your database and those systems installed, so you can be able to run locally and build it before deployment. So yeah, if it's related to that, then it means I have to open up Docker and ensure that it actually is working, because without Docker then we don't have a system. Yes, we don't have a system. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And we'll ensure that it runs without any issues. So the system is still loading. Let me run this. So when I run, it will be able to clear cache. After clearing, it will now build it, and also yeah. So that's what we've seen so far. Let me try to test it in the IDE and see what will actually happen. So you see, we have sign in, and we said it is admin at example, admin at example.com. Then password is that. Then you have this error. So let me see. I've resolved the issue, cleared all cache. This often fixes CSRF token issues. Recached, configured, and started Laravel server, set up browser preview. Why this is happening? This 419 error typically occurs when sessions expire. User stayed on page too long. Cache issues. The cache clearing should be resolved. Still, I'm receiving the same error. By the way, we have lots of errors I've not mastered all those errors. Like you have 544 error, 503, 509, 419. These are system errors, and you just need to, you will keep on encountering them as you continue building. It doesn't mean that you should then cram them, because but just understanding exactly what that error represents will save you a lot of time in terms of knowing exactly where to fix. Because if you don't know why you are receiving this kind of an error, then you might not exactly pinpoint the cause of the problem that you're encountering. So yeah, it's good to know them. Absolutely good to know them. So where are we? Let me restart here. Docker. Just to rule out any problems, so I'm just restarting Docker in the back end here on my system. So that's what I'm doing, to see if there is any effect that you're going to face or challenge or just anything. The builds here, we have Chama Web, which is already there. We have those builds there. These two are having problems. Run. So we are running systems. What we are doing here, if you're joining us, again, thank you for joining us. Welcome. This is us building a web application that is going to solve the problems of financial, services among social help groups. So chamas, those groups where women come together, contribute money, savings, and then they give each other. So they keep lending each other amongst themselves. That is one of the systems that we are building. We've done other videos in the playlist of Build with AI. In this channel, we've done an invoice generating system, we've done a freelance lead system, we've done, this is the third one that we're working on, and everything here is being built using AI, strictly AI, 100% AI. We are not coding anything, it's AI that is coding for us. What we are only thinking about is a great idea that we are coming up with. That idea, when we come up with that idea, we put it on a system to generate an amazing prompt for us. After generating that prompt, then we are able to then build on that idea and then move with that code and ensure that the system is working. So far, what we have done is really built this section. This is a sign-in page, you can see. The system is called Chama Web and it's built on PHP, Laravel framework with Tailwind as the CSS, and we are ensuring that everything really works better. We are running it on the local server with our system and running on Docker as the backend for the database. So yeah, that's the technical stack that we will I think it's good for you to understand, to hear about it. Still, I need to check whether the system is actually logging in. So admin at example.com. Admin at example.com, and then here is password, which I'm signing in. The page is still expiring. Page is still expired. Let me check. It's trying to say that I should refresh my browser. Error should be fixed now. I've made several key changes to resolve this error. What I fixed: change the session driver from database to file more reliable, created sessions directory with proper permissions, cleared all cache to ensure fresh configuration, set proper storage permissions. Next steps, refresh the browser. So let me just do that. Command F5, Command Shift F5. Command Shift R, Command Shift R. Still having that thing. Yeah, so so finally we've done that. Let me go back so you can be able to see what we've done. Let me log out. So I'm just going to log out in the dashboard. Logout is not even working. Okay. Okay, anyway, this is inside the system. It looks ugly, as you can see, terrible. That it doesn't look appealing at all, but we've signed in the system. I'm going to just do this again. This is how it was. Now we are in the system. Log in, log out, not working. Log out, not working. Not working. Please fix it. So I wanted to fix that. Some of the basic functionalities like logging in, logging out. So we've logged in the system. Now we want to log out of the system. So good. The logout is. So the logout route exists, so it's going to check it out whether it's actually working or not. It's going to check. So as you can see here, we are just trying to ensure that logging in is working, logging out is also working. And then after that, we'll now do the rebranding of the UI in the dashboard. What we are doing here is building a web page, web application using AI, 100% with an AI system. And the system we're using here is called Windsurf. And as you said, if you've not watched our previous episodes, Windsurf, which when you are doing introduction, every time I have to keep introducing this thing because, we have new visitors every now and then. People come, they stay here for a few minutes, then they leave. But if you're still here and you've been with us starting the day we started streaming, I really appreciate your time and efforts and just your support to this channel. We promise to ensure that we give you authentic information. We don't just give you information based on rumors or anything else. We are giving you information that is actually practical. AI is transforming a lot of things. And if you are doing anything in the digital landscape and you're not using AI, then you're really going to be left out in the near future. You need to upscale your skills. You need to do something about what you're doing today. You need to really think about it differently. Yeah. This dashboard is really messed up. It doesn't really look nice. So I'm just, because I've already, we'll fix that one in a few minutes. Because you're already in, I believe the reason it's not allowing me to log out is because of this total disarrangement. It's not looking good at all. It's totally messed up. So the system is really nice, but this is how we are going to transform it. Let's do it together, and I hope it will not take too much time. So I'm just going to see how a circle, let me go to, okay, we're just building it together. Circle app or web app UI. So we are going to use Dribble as one of the systems that we check from. We have Figma, and I told you previously, once you are using these AI tools, you find that Figma is not going to be a tool that you'll be needing, because it's already there, right? This doesn't look good. Figma is trying to show us just a mobile application that you can just dial, and I don't want this. Let's check what Behance has for us. Behance has this. But this is just a website. We don't want a website, we want a web application. There's a difference between a website and a web application. A website is just a landing page that has information that is static. A web application has dynamic interactions. So you are able to interact with that. For example, Facebook.com is a web application because it is giving you that flexibility in terms of interaction. Start at that point. Once you're able to get a certain service real time, you're communicating between you and users, and you have certain privileges, then you're not in the website, you are in the web application. That's why you have a mobile application for the mobile, and then you have the web application for the computer or laptop or whatever it is. But a website is just a static system that is there without any kind of, it has a landing page that is common to everybody. For example, if I go to bbc.com, it's a website, it's not a web app. Of course, they have a mobile application for their site, but it's a website in that everything that I'll see on the front page of BBC right now, another person that is also accessing that same page, they will see exactly what I'm seeing, right? And then if you are to go to your LinkedIn profile, which is a web application, and then you see whatever you're seeing is different from what another person is seeing on their own feed. Yeah. So that's the difference between a website and a web application. So this, whatever this Behance is showing us here, is not what we want. We need to see how that thing looks like. By the way, GitHub is a very nice place for you to get this kind of repositories. You come, like for example, Circle management system using React and Django. So the database is Django, the builder is, the language is React. Here we have, let's see, yeah, now we are beginning to see some things. I mean the images, right? So this one is Web Circle. It looks nice. I think I like that. Amazing. This one looks nice too. So when you look at these UIs, you see that then they are actually looking good. So you can see people already doing this. Web circle, automate your circle. So if you want your circle to have automation, then you can come and use this. They have solutions for circles, so they're giving those systems, so you can be able to really come and see what is there. And then here we have this one, which is open source management system, free download. So you can be able to see that this one looks like this. So we have, but I still don't like it. It looks so Microsoft Wordish. We want a UI that is really modern. You see, like this one. I'm just going to download this image, and then I will use this image to use it as a point of reference on our system. Yes, that is how we do it in a shortcut way. We can do it better, but this is just me giving you the simplest way to move around and see what is actually going to work. It actually just goes to adapt the UI or the design that you're seeing, but it doesn't really. Okay, let's see what Behance has for us here now. Let us see. Behance has these. Introducing Behance Pro. Okay, this Behance looks nice also. Let me see. Yeah, this looks nice. So we have dashboard, payments, transaction, invoices, cards, but this is not a circle. This is something else. This is for like a financial system, which we will develop this kind of a system in another day, another place. So right now we've already downloaded that image. We'll go back to Windsurf so we can be able to move faster without wasting too much time, and then just do this upload that image. Where is that image? I think it's in the downloads folder, if I'm not wrong. Where was it? Okay, so it's saved as just a URL, so I'm just going to see whether we can be able to let me do it again. Save image as okay, so let's do this. So I've done that. Now let me come to this image, upload image, and now we have our image here, which I'm going to upload. I'm hoping yes, you're there, we're together. So let's continue and see exactly what's going to happen over here. This is the image for that circle UI, and then I'm going to just come here and do the changes. The changes is we are in the admin dashboard. Can you see the image? Can you see the image? Can you see the image here? I would like us to adopt that UI in our admin dashboard. Is it possible? Is it possible? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it and see exactly what we can do. So we're waiting as we are checking it out. We're just following up to see exactly what is happening and what we can be able to do. So this is what we're going to do right now. You can see the system is requesting, let's accept these changes. So what exactly is happening here is that I can see, okay, let me go back. I asked a question, so this is exactly what the response comes from the system, Windsurf. Absolutely, I can see the beautiful Web Circle admin dashboard design in your image. It has a clean modern interface with clean sidebar, navigation with organized sections, green color scheme with professional styling, card-based layout for key metrics, modern typography and spacing, chart visualization, breadcrumb navigation, clean header with user-friendly and notifications. Let me examine your current dashboard and implement this modern design. I can see your current dashboard has a very different design from the Web Circle interface. Let me create a new dashboard that matches the clean professional Web Circle design you showed me. So these are the things that it's going to do. Step 5, step 1, 2, 3, until 5. Number 1, analyze Web Circle, which is already done. Now it's creating new dashboard with Web Circle style layout. And then after that, it will implement the clean sidebar navigation. After that, it will add deposit summary cards with that, and then create chart visualization area. So far, now let me update the main dashboard file. So all this information is being done as we are continuing to see it real time. And that's the beauty of these systems. So if you are thinking that AI is there to kick you off your current job, my friend, you better be careful, because if you don't really think about getting these skills in your respective jobs, because before, when you finish high school, you go to, the culture is you finish high school. I don't know about other countries, but I'm talking about our cultural, our setup in Kenya. Our days is you finish high school, and most high schools when we were studying do not have computer classes. So you finish, you have to go and study, take computer classes. That time it was the hot. You must know how to use Microsoft Word, Excel, Notes, and PowerPoint, and Publisher, and all those kind of things, right? Because you're told you cannot work without understanding how to use a computer, as if a computer only runs with those systems. There is more beyond those, office suit. I think those are only, those systems, those softwares are only limited to certain administrative roles. When you come to media, for example, where I also specialize in, you really don't need to use, even script writers don't use Microsoft Word to write scripts. They have a special software that they use to do that. When you come to, people like who are doing accounting, yes, they use Excel spreadsheets, but there's a specialized softwares that those who have CPAs use, and it's not Excel. So if you are forcing people that you must study this, as if those are the only applications that can be used when you are in the digital landscape, then you're limiting people. So with that level of understanding, you know that the syllabus really is outdated, and if you continue sticking on that syllabus that was then 15 years ago, then you're really, I mean, I don't know what you should be doing. You shouldn't even be having a computer. You should be somewhere doing something in the bushes, right? But if you have a computer and you have internet, a laptop, a smartphone, whatever you have, try to do something about AI. Try to learn something about AI. In the media, we've always been having, when the media was changing, the digital social media vibe and the TikTok vibe, the 1 minute, 59 seconds thrill videos came in. Mainstream media was still shocked. They were unprepared. They were not ready for that change. They were like, no, people are not going to change that fast. People are still going to stick with the old mainstream habits. But now, even TVs, the major brands that you see, the CNN and BBCs and the ones that you know, they have a TikTok account. Why? Because that is where the populace are going. That's where the masses are actually going. People don't have time to sit and watch TV. People don't have that time. And that's why now it is on the web environment, and AI is in every key sector in the information and technological world. If you're in the media, you need to know what is new. How can you make a story? Last time I talked about the 1 billion follower summit. In that 1 billion follower summit, they have a competition for AI film, and you make a full film. It's not 1 hour, 45 minutes or whatever feature film modes, but you make your film, and that film is going to be completely produced using AI. When you produce that film using AI, you submit it for competition, and the competition, you stand a chance to win $1 million. So whatever we've been doing behind, you've seen all these changes. Now let me shock you. This is what is happening actually. Look at how beautiful the system looks now. Look at how beautiful the system will be. Let's reload. You've seen there is some bits of changes. Of course, it's not the way we want it still, but there is some changes. So down here you've seen that there is monthly contribution trends, there is dashboard summary, there is recent transactions. So we still do not see exactly everything that we want to see over here. I'm still having challenges because these things are not working. They are like images. So, but let's see. Okay, great. So I'm just going to come here and chat with it again on our system, Windsurf. I'll tell it, great. Still, the design is not properly organized. I want you to implement the card system for the summary section to be, is it this horizontal, right? And then this vertical. So it should be horizontal, yeah, to be horizontal with three columns, with 3 columns. Okay, and then so what else did we see? What else did we see there? What else did we see? So this is 3 section, and then the monthly contributions should be done properly. So I don't know, this monthly contribution looks very ugly. 3 columns. Do something also. Do some, of course this is very general, but I'm just putting it out there. Do something appealing about the monthly contribution. So I'm going to run that prompt and then see what's going to come out of it. Also, I just want to tell you that this is really not a difficult thing to do. We've already done these previews before, we've gone through them, we've discussed them, we've been here. It's not the first time that we are doing this, right? And we've gone through these systems and we know how they work. So really, it's a challenge. We just need to challenge ourselves and keep up with the good work that we are doing in uplifting our skills. We need to learn to appreciate the progress that technology is really taking us to, because if we don't really take it seriously, that's when we start complaining that AI is here to take my job. As I was talking about that, we've recently heard that in Albania they have an AI minister, right? An AI minister, a minister who is an AI and is a woman. And funny enough, that minister is now pregnant. If you think I'm joking, let me just Google here so you can be able to see Albanian AI minister. So you'll see that Albania's AI minister is Diela, an AI system appointed in September 2025 to oversee public tenders and eliminate corruption in the procurement process. Diela is not a human but an AI avatar with an official portfolio for public procurement, and her role is part of the broader initiative to improve transparency and efficiency in government. The government aims to use algorithms and data-driven logic to make impartial decisions free from human interference. So you see, if you're shocked that governments are now looking into using AIs, to run their economies, then you should really be scared of, whatever you're doing. If you're doing consultancy work before, people who are doing transcribing and copywriting work on Upwork.com, where are they today? It's those challenges. Like, of course, AI still needs human beings to be there, but those human beings to be there needs to have the skills to actually manage, run the systems. Companies will start hiring people based on their competencies with the AI skills. How competent are you with these tools? How competent are you with using ChatGPT? How are you competent with using cloud? What do you do? Like, do you have any knowledge with specialized AI tools? Like, for example, when you're building websites, we use these AI tools to build special kind of sites. And really, that's really important for us to understand that AI is really transforming lots of lives. And before you know it, we don't want you to say that it's too late. It should not be too late. Don't allow it to be too late, right? You should not allow it to be too late. My laptop is running low of charge and I'm having challenges to connect this charge. My adapter is not speaking. I don't know why. So I think I'm going to really show you what we can do, and maybe we can call it a day and maybe proceed in a later stage. So far, I'll just give you a summary of what we've done so far and then end this live, because we've been streaming for like 1 hour and something. So I'll just show you and then maybe we can be able to close it really soon, really soon, before the system shuts down on us. Before the system decides to shut down on us. What are we seeing here? Let me go back to the browser so we can be able to see what we have over here. Let me just reload and see exactly what we have. I still don't find this appealing, so I think I'm going to do something about it, and it's not really beautiful. It's not beautiful. And also these challenges is maybe because I'm here with you and I really have to do something, but yeah. So I'm just going to end this live in a few minutes. Log out. Logout is working perfectly, you've seen. And logging in is also working perfectly. So we have admin at example.com. Then we have password as the password, and then we have, so the login logout system is working. What you are having an issue with is the dashboard that we are having over here. So I'm going to end this live before because the laptop is really down on charge. This laptop is down on charge and my adapter is not working. I don't know why. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you, and I'm hoping to join you again on another live later, maybe tomorrow or at a later stage, later time. Hoping to see you again. Shalom. Bye bye.